So Joseph, happy Sunday to you. I just came back from a soccer match a few hours ago.
Yeah, I agree.
We lost the match, but it was a good match in the end.
Who was it against?
Huh?
Who was it against?
It was a friendly match today. This is our last because my team is in an amateur league, so we are actually competing for like a prize on the first spot. I think it's like $10,000 or something. I can't remember.
Whoa,
it's not that much.
$10,000 soccer.
Yeah, I think so. Or is it lower than that? So this is like the practice match before the season starts next month. So yeah.
How much do you lose by?
We lost by 2 goals today, but
2
it
goals.
wasn't really. It was the whole because we are looking towards more of our performance rather than the score. Because we are looking at our fitness, at how the team, because we have quite a number of new players as well. So we are looking to partner together even better than before lah. So yeah, it's a little tough, but it's fun. That's what I like about it. It's challenging. It's fun.
How long do you know these friends for?
The team, I've been in the team since the first season, which was about I think 7-9 years ago. So
Whoa,
I've been
7-9 years ago.
long time. Yeah, we our team used to be like always at the bottom of the table when we end the season, but now we are slowly climbing to the top. But I've been absent for the past 2 seasons lah because of work and other stuff. Only recently that I'm starting to come back into the team more to participate more.
How does that feel? Coming back to play soccer again.
Yeah, it feels really good lah. I mean, I was really glad I made this decision to try and make time to wake up a little early on Sundays just to play soccer with my long time friends. Just to have fun. The way for me, I go down not to be so competitive lah. I just go there to have fun and spend time with my friends. Yeah, I'm really glad I made this move now lah, rather than just always spending time, investing time in work, trying to earn money. It's like I don't feel like I'm living.
Yeah. How does that feel? I mean, the feeling of like not really living. We're making a living at work, but I don't feel like living. Like
Yeah.
How does that feel?
The feeling is like when you're in school, it's all very colorful, rainbows. You make a lot of friends. You don't have that much responsibility. But then when you start working, you into your first or maybe the third year, you start realizing, wow, this is work is getting tough. You need to start committing more time into work, into more meetings. So it becomes your colorful life becomes black and white. And then when you are investing more time at work, especially if it's a job that you hate, feels very very sian. It's like getting past a week is like an achievement like that. So it's boring to me. So and furthermore, I'm in my already entering my 30s, so it's like I think I should learn how to balance between living and earning money. Yeah, so I'm still at that spot where I'm trying to find the sweet spot in life for the perfect balance.
I'm sure a lot of people who are out there listening also, likewise for myself. As Singaporeans, we spend 8 hours at work every single day. That's like one third of our lives, 1/3 of our lives, and we don't feel that work has some meaning or some purpose to it, or it's it's more than just earning numbers, money. It's more than that. If it's not more than just earning money, it can feel very frustrating. You can feel like wow, all that time I spent to just do what? Send emails out, type some stuff, or go out and work on an object. I never really feel like you're helping somebody. That can feel very frustrating.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's something like I feel in 20s and 30s people can really go through. Like if you're 20 plus years old, you start from a place where you don't have any money because you just ended your studies maybe, or some of you have not ended yet. And then if you go to a higher level institution, you may have taken on a debt, so you pay more for it. So you're starting out with debt. You're just trying to climb, at that stage, you're at the junior position, you're just climbing up. Even until your 30s, like I'm in my 30s right now, right? It just feels like you're for the last decade of your life, right? This adulting phase, right? It's not what you signed up for. It's not at all what you know, in school never really prepared you for working life. They didn't teach you important things like how to make a budget, how to buy your first home, how to
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
how to really excel at your workplace. All these things, I mean, school never taught us that lah. Then we can feel
Mm.
like I didn't sign up for this. This is not at all what life was supposed to look like. Then you watch, you know, we are the generation that grew up watching movies where it says live your dreams. You know, yes, true love is all you need. You know, Disney. Yeah, they tell you that story, but when rubber meets the road and you're out there, right? I think there are a lot of Singaporeans and a lot of people who are out there who, you know, even ourselves, we can feel very discouraged. You know, they're very discouraged just trying to get by every single day and not finding real purpose or meaning at their work. And some people even
Yeah.
rationalize it. They say, "Yeah, that's work, so let's live with it." And I don't think you have to think about that at all. So you know, pull up your pants and get to work. You know, I feel that's sad because that's 1/3 of your life. Yeah, I mean I feel like at the end of our lives, or when we are living, we're not gonna look back and think about how many $1 million we earned. We're not gonna look at that. We're gonna look at the relationships. We're gonna look at the people that are around us. We're gonna look at the relationships we invested in, and the next generation that that's gonna carry on our legacy. I think these are questions that we'll ask more. But maybe in the 20s, the 30s, maybe especially the 20s, and maybe sometimes the 30s, that question never gets answered because you're just trying to survive at this point of time. What do you think, man?
Mm. Yeah, I agree with you lah. I think when I'm 50, right, I would probably look back at my life and I don't think I would appreciate the times that I made all the millions of dollars. But I think I would be happier to look back at the moments I had with friends, with families, where I've traveled to, looking at exploring different parts of the world. You know, personally for me, I'm still trying to figure life out. Like, you know, living in Singapore, it's not cheap. Houses are expensive than ever, like you mentioned. But you know, I'm still trying to figure out how can we balance having fun, spending time with friends, investing time in your family, and also balancing with work, which we have to like spend about 8 to 10 hours at work, from Monday to Friday, or for some Monday to Saturday, or for some Monday to Saturday and Sunday half day. Wow, jalat. So it's tough lah. Yeah, life is getting tougher. Looking at the world it is now. So even though with the advancement of technology, I think it's still getting tough out there. So nothing is getting easier. So yeah. So okay. Having said this, right, this episode 4 is the topic of the episode is probably going to be about. We are going to explain about what this podcast is actually about. And you know, Joseph and I, we've had a discussion, and we would like to take this podcast to a better level, take it to the next level.
Yeah.
So yeah, before we go into that, hello listeners, welcome to
Hey.
the podcast, the Reservists.
Hello, everyone.
Yep. So okay, so the purpose of this podcast in the first place was when I had this idea in Reservists back in camp. We, you know, me, Joseph, and our other friends, we always have a good time having a good chat. We meet only like once a year, but whenever we meet, we can keep, you know, interacting for hours, and we would enjoy it. It's damn sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, it feels like to the point that it is the getaway from work, and you know, to spend time with you guys for like 1 or 2 weeks in camp. To me, it's like a personal a little holiday for me. It's like I will literally come back to work feeling better, lighter, maybe a little bit happier. So the purpose of this podcast is actually to interact with my buddy Joseph, maybe once in a while, to bring in some of our friends from Reservists, and also in the light of that, we would like to have listeners to, you know, come and join the fun. Just come in, listen to us, interact with us through the comments, or if you are our friends out there listening, you can always just chat up with us on WhatsApp or whatsoever. But having said that, we are on our fourth week, on our fourth episode. Me and Joseph, we would like to push this to a higher level. So this new level that we're taking it to is how do I put it, Joseph? How can we explain it easier for the
Yeah, man. So I think at the start of it, what we have, right, when we came back every time when we came for Reservists, right, is this, the joy of having a getaway. We have a getaway from, sometimes our daily work, our daily life, because sometimes life, like we were talking just now, life just feels like, wow, it's just mundane. It's just everyday work is just going on. But when we come to Reservists together, right, we're able to talk about things and share and spend time together where we are not where we realize that there's more to life than just that. There's more to life than just trying to get your paycheck. More in life than just your 9 to 5. And Reservists, right, and I feel every time we get together, we remind each other about that. That's why we talk about hobbies. We talk about things that we love. We talk about everything that's happening in the world around us. We connect again on a very on a human level, on a relationship level. We're friends. And I think that's something that I take away every session. And I love for our listeners really out there to take that away every time they come and tune in with us. So, there's this saying that I love this writer and this quote from, I can't remember his name, M. Scott Peck, but I think it was him, but he was saying this line. He says, a hobby is a way for a person to say that they love themselves. Why? Because when you have a hobby and you do something that you love outside of your, let's say you consider it work, like when you're playing soccer, or you pick up the guitar, or you love to ride bikes, and I like to play some video games, and I watch anime, and so on and so forth, right? But when we have a hobby, we are saying that, hey, I value myself. I'm not just a machine, where I'm fulfilling a function. I'm also enriching myself. I'm also saying, hey, I'm valuable. I'm worth the effort or worth the time to invest in myself on things that I enjoy and makes me a better person. I think that's something that's why our sessions moving forward, it'd be great if, even every time we gather, we're going to talk a little bit about hobbies. I'm going to talk a little bit about the things that remind us of, and we love to include our listeners also, to remind them that life is not just your 8 to 5. 8 to 5 is very important. No harm about that. We're going to definitely talk about that, but let's focus on things where that makes us really, come alive. That we really enjoy. That I think that many times when you talk to your friends, right, when you talk to them about work, you talk about it too long, right? Everybody just gets tired. Everybody's just like, oh man, yeah. But once you ask the people, so what do you do for your free time? What do you like to do during the weekend? Suddenly you see the eyes perk up. They're like, oh, I like to do this. I love to ride my bike and then go out all the way, like you were sharing when you share with me before a YouTube video of you traveling all the way to Thailand. That's where I see you come alive. You come alive again, And I think that's what we would love our listeners to come in, to really engage with us on hobbies that they like or things that they love to do that is not just about your 8 to 5, that you are more than your 8 to 5. And we would love for our listeners to gather with us, the Reservists, and have that experience with us every time we come online together. So I think that's one of the things that we're going to do every time we gather for the podcast moving forward. It'll be about a topic. Rather than news, we're going to have some talk about maybe if there's interesting news out there, we're going to discuss it together as a group. But every month we're actually going to really, really talk about things that, remind us more than just the 8 to 5. That's one of the changes. What's next also, Jazz?
Yeah, I think when you said that, right, I was also thinking about what I said just now, that remember just now I said that I've never gone for my soccer matches for about 2 seasons, which is like 2 years. Yeah. I've never gone for any match. Yeah, so those 2 years absence, right, was probably the time that I was thinking that I need to prioritize earning money as fast as I can. I don't think living life is that important right now. That was the mentality I had back then. So even today, after my soccer match today, one of my teammates was asking me like, "Hey Jess, why I suddenly come back to the team?" why absent for like 2 years, then suddenly come back for the team.
Yeah.
I gave a silly reason lah. I just said something like, "Oh, I miss you guys, lor. I want to see you guys, lor. Play with you guys." But the actual reason is I am still, to my teammates out there listening in. I know one or two are listening in. I'm still trying to, like I said, I'm just trying to figure out the balance in life. Because when I'm absent for these 2 years, right, I kept thinking that I have to wake up early on a Sunday. Sunday is my rest day. I will come home feeling tired, and then by the time I come home, it's like half a day gone. So I think I could use that time to rest more or something. But when I think about it, right, I am actually prioritizing my energy and my worth into work. So I've thought about it, and like I said, we are in our 30s. We are still, I would say, we are still young. We still have to learn how to live our life. We still have to live our life. So for me, I think I was at a phase where I was still trying to learn this aspect lah. So I've told myself I told myself that I don't deserve to live like a machine, to work from 8 to 5 in a corporate company that doesn't appreciate my work. I have to find a balance where I can live my life and also earn some income, because income is extremely important. But I think living life is as equally important. So for me, I am still at a phase where I have to find this balance lah. Yeah. So yeah, when you said all that, yeah, I did think about my recent episodes on on life, like how I want to live my life.
Yeah. I think this experience that you're having, where you're trying to find this balance, is something that I'm sure our listeners out there, even myself, we're all figuring that out. And we just don't want our listeners to also feel alone in that process. And I think that's the joy of why we gather together whenever we come to Reservists, right? Is that we remind each other that even though we're going through what is like our national obligation, to our country, right? But we come together and we realize that, it's a break from the everyday, and we love our listeners to join us in that. But you can come and you can have the break. You can have a break from your everyday. You come in and then we're gonna talk about things that probably if you are really interested in, we would love to talk about things that you are interested in, to give you, because we are people with a lot of different interests, right? We'd love for you to come in and share about what you feel is important to you, what makes you come alive, what makes you passionate about life about. Of course we talk about hobbies, but like talk about what's really passionate. And we'd love to be here to let you join us and also encourage you. Be there to encourage you on your everyday life, and be that place where you can know that there are people out there who are where we are sharing the same experience with you. You're not alone out there. We're here to walk you through with you, talk to you, and also get to know you as well. So it'll be great over time to get to know you as well. So one of the things that we're going to do is that for the podcast also, it'd be great if you every time you join in, just know that you're coming here to get encouraged. You're not here to be in the last few episodes we talked a lot about the news out there, and then that's a starting place. But we love for you to leave feeling encouraged every time you come aboard, because life out there is not easy, man, and we know that.
Yeah.
We know that, man. Jazz and I, we know that it's not easy. So we love for you to come in, get encouraged, get refreshed, and then go out there, meet the world out there. And you can always come back. Every time we talk, you can always come back and you can get encouraged again. So that's the second thing. And and also we're going to change the frequency of the podcast as well. Yeah, because one of the best parts about Reservists is that every time when we gather, it's like once a year. So it's like an event that we look forward towards also. So we're also going to change the frequency. We're perhaps going to move it to like once a month, where we actually have time to really think about what is it that we're going to talk about in the next podcast. So we make it really like good session. It's like a really great hangout together with you. And we can think through about like what's the topic, and you can also suggest the topic to us. You can put it into the comment section below. What do you think is the topic? We'll think about it. Just love to hear from you as well. And if you're going through a tough season in your life also, feel free to share it with us. YouTube, you can put any alias. You can be completely anonymous. We can talk about what is really happening in Singapore, And I know Jazz has this passion for people who are, where their life experiences are very different from maybe the ordinary Singaporean. And maybe Jazz, you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I am very passionate about learning about people's lives. Not in a sense where I'm very kepo. It's just that because to me, I believe that I've been very fortunate lah. Since my mom gave birth to me, I've been living a very comfortable life until I graduated from school. So what do I mean by comfortable life is, everything is sponsored. As in, my parents are not very rich. They are well to do. But I never had a tough time with lack of money. But I'm also not very materialistic. Okay, so it's just simply to put it that I don't have to find my own money out there while I am still studying in school. My mom, whenever I come home, there's always food at home. We do go on trips once a year. So I believe I am very fortunate to be living this life so far. But having said that, the more people I meet, the more I realize that not everyone has the same story. Yeah. Not everyone is as fortunate as I am. Some people's stories really surprise me. Some really give me a shock. Like, how different their lives are as compared to mine. Because mine, I would say that mine is average. It's not bad. It's not very, very good. It's just good. The average kind of good. But yeah, as you live life, you will meet a lot of people. And I enjoy interacting with people. So when I interact with people, they will share with me their life stories or where they have been to, the things they've done before, the failures they've experienced, the kind of depression they went through. So it's these things that it excites me to listen to them and to learn about them more. So having said that, this is one of the reasons why we would like the podcast to move it towards this direction, where we could probably have guests, hopefully every episode, so that we can learn about them more and to basically just share the things that the socials in Singapore don't see, the non-normal things that Singaporeans don't see so often, and we can share it here. So if, let's say, maybe we could speak more about anxiety and depression, maybe it could be from a guest, it could be from you or me. This could be personal, but we'll see how it goes lah. So basically, to spell it out and to summarize what Joseph has said, yes, we are changing the frequency from once a week to once a month. I would say that, to put it to visually put it right, it is like, imagine you're eating a delicious lobster and you eat it every week. Within a month or 2 months, confirm very sian. Like I had enough lah. Very nice, I know, very nice. The first bite was sedap, but after that, like sian already, I don't want. So what if you have this lobster once a month or once every 6 months? The first to the last bite, sedap gila, like wow, amazing. The experience superb, 5 upon 5. So we would like to preserve the podcast this way as well, and also to approach this with a more effective approach. So from 1 week to once a month, and we would probably try and move towards a direction where we can learn more about people's lives, and it's basically just a sharing session lah. So so this is where we are moving towards lah.
Yeah, so that's great. I think and you're talking about food, and thanks about talking about your parents as well. Like for myself, where I grew up, I'm in the opposite. Like we were suffering a little bit financially at the start. Yeah, it was tough, and my parents are hawkers. So if you go to Chinatown complex, they sell laksa, mee siam. Yeah,
Are they still there?
They won the Michelin Bib Gourmand, so famous Sungei Trishaw
so
Laksa.
cool.
Yeah, they are very good. So I know this is a funny thing that my dad said, which reminded me of what you just said. My dad always says that you make a good bowl of laksa, that's not enough. You need to make it so good. You need to make it good in a way that everybody can eat it every day. I think that's something where that's a little bit of his secret right there. But he made the food that your laksa, you can't really eat it all the time, but then his version, you can eat it all the time. And I think that's something that we would love for our listeners, where whenever you tune in, you kind of feel like you're refreshed. You can get up, and we'd love for you to hear the different stories of Singaporeans out there. Get encouraged when you come in here, and you hear Jazz and I talk about like really interesting things. Like I think one of the topics we love to talk about soon is anime. And there are a lot of weebs and otakus out there. So the weebs and otakus and the people can all join us for the episode. Yeah, and I heard Jess talk a little bit about Naruto already. I never watched it. I'm sorry.
Oh really?
Yeah, I never watched Naruto.
You're a disgrace,
I'm a disgrace,
bro.
right? Yeah, I never watched One Piece a lot also. Yeah, I watched a lot of the fringe anime and weird stuff lah. So we will share a little bit more of that. Our friend Adam loves JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I've been watching a little bit of that also. So the focus, when we move on, you're going to hear about fun stuff that are outside of work, hobbies that you can enjoy as well, you hear more about as well. We're also going to bring in people from different walks of life, wherever we can find them. They may not be every session, but if we can, it'd be great. And it'll be a once a month session, and we'll love for you to get encouraged every time you get here.
All right, awesome. We will still have segments where we talk about the news.
Yeah.
We'll still have a chat about that. We'll talk about our interests as well. Be it anime or be it games, we could still talk about that. But we will also have this sharing session with people who we can find, from people with different walks of life. So this is where we are moving towards with this podcast.
All right, man. Yeah, any words of encouragement for our listeners out there, Jess, before we end the session?
No last words. Do you have any last words?
I'm just saying we will see you again soon, and we'll be thinking about a topic very soon. Then we'll get back to you guys again. Please, during this time, stay safe out there. I know the coronavirus is around. Those in Malaysia, we really feel for your political situation, so hang in there as well. Yeah, we are cheering for all our listeners out there. So take care, everybody, and feel free to talk to us through the comment section if you have anything to talk to us at all.
Yeah.
Okay?
Thank you for tuning in. See you next month, once a month from now.
Bye.